are back in on a Friday, ladies and gentlemen, from the break. Hopefully everybody's doing well. In my own words, the podcast with yours truly, Stephen M. Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. But we go to the phone lines now where we have a legend, people. Two-time BCS national champion, former Alabama wide receiver from the Birmingham area, Mr. Marquis Maze. My brother, welcome into the show. I hope you're doing well.
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And folks, we got Marquis Maze. If you're just tuning in to, in my own words, the podcast, hottest show in the streets here. Marquis, for a lot of players that come to the University of Alabama to play football, a lot of them state their reason for, I want to play with the best, I want to compete with the best, I want to play for the best. But when you are a hometown guy and you get an offer from Alabama and you play for the university, is it more of, I want to defend home?
For me, it was. It was all about they was down when I was coming out of high school, so I just wanted to play for a team I could possibly change around or help change around.
Nothing wrong with that. So when you look at receivers that are coming up, high school athletes coming up, and in the Alabama area, and they're considering other schools, what kind of advice would you tell them to, stay at home, go to the hometown school, and really kind of make a name for yourself in defending home? Just seeing how Alabama had a shot at Justin Ross, who's from the state. He went to Clemson. Had a chance at E.J. Williams from the state. He went to Clemson. So what advice would you give from a homegrown, home state talented receiver to, stay home, go to the University of Alabama, and really prove that you could be something special?
I definitely wouldn't tell a kid where to go. I wouldn't really even give them advice on where they should go, because how I look at things is I don't have to be there. So you know what's best for you, and you do what's best for you. Maybe those guys felt like those other schools were a better place for them. But I would never tell a guy that just to go to Alabama just because I went there or they from Alabama. No, I wouldn't do it.
We're live here with Marquis Maze, former Alabama wide receiver, two-time BCS national champion, played from 2008 to 2011 under Nick Saban, if you're just joining in my own words, the podcast. Now, Marquis, Saturday, tomorrow would have been the 14th annual A-Day game at Bryant-Denny, 1 p.m. Central Time. And, A-Day means a lot to a lot of people. Of course, you were a part of a lot of these spring games. What was your favorite memory, if you can recall? What would be some of your favorite A-Day memories?
My first A-Day, I was reintroduced to the Crimson Tide family. I won co-MVP in that game with Greg McElroy that year. And that same year, we went on to win the national championship. So that was that was my favorite.
When you look at this NFL draft coming up next week here, two of the top receivers in this draft, Jerry Jeudy and Henry Ruggs III, both coming from the Tide. Anything from their game that reminds you of yours? And just from watching those two, what impressed you the most about them?
I would say with Henry Ruggs, it would be the speed, and just that no fear, and with both of them, the ability to get off the jam easily. Yeah, but those guys are well deserving of what's about to come to them in a couple of weeks, and I wish them nothing but the best.
Which one do you think comes out the board first between Jeudy or Ruggs?
I'm not sure because I just know how the business works, so it's all depending upon who likes who and who in the organization likes Ruggs or who in the organization likes Jeudy. But I think both guys should come out early in the draft because both guys are well deserved. And I don't think it's a better two receivers in the draft, if you ask me. But I'm not the one making the decision. So
Now, when I look at Alabama football, Marquise, and I've been fortunate to not only cover this program for Touchdown Alabama, but also be an avid watcher of Crimson Tide football for a long time here. There are a few players that come to mind as the guys that work really well in space. They just have a feel for when the ball is in their hands in space. Freddie Millins comes to mind. David Deuce Palmer comes to mind. Of course, you yourself comes to mind. Jalen Waddle, among a few other guys. So when you were out there playing, when you were as a receiver, when you were returning kicks, returning punts, what would be some of the first few things going through your mind when that ball touched your hands? What maneuvers did you know, upon me getting this ball, I'm going to do A, B, C?
I never had that thought. I just always thought like I got to do whatever I got to do to score. My initial thing is when the ball in my hand, this is my opportunity to score. So because we had so many athletes in the field, and this might be my last opportunity to score this game. So my mindset was always to score every time it was in my hand.
We're live on the phone lines, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just tuning in with former Alabama wide receiver Marquis Maze, who played from 2008 to 2011, two-time BCS national champion on In My Own Words. Marquis, you played with a number 10 at quarterback by the name of A.J. McCarron. And this was a young man that was very confident, knew what he was, grew to be a leader, grew to be a very solid player, veteran guy, two-time national championship starting quarterback. And, he was somebody that came in young but grew to be a guy that everybody can count on. So when you look at Mac Jones, the next number 10 who looks to be the starting quarterback in this upcoming season, should we have a football season, do you see kind of the same qualities in Jones that lied in McCarron?
Nah, I would say he compared more with Greg McElroy. Only because of the situation he's put in. Like, he's a senior this year, I want to say, and that was the same kind of Greg had to wait his turn. AJ only had to wait 1 year, and when I played with AJ, his first year playing, he was still young and he made mistakes, young mistakes sometimes, but he was the best quarterback for us at the time. And so I would compare Mac Jones to Greg.
So just in your mind here, what made Greg stand out to you? I know he didn't have the biggest arm, probably wasn't the most athletic, but he could do a little ballet step down the sideline to get a first down against Florida in that championship game. But what made Greg stand out to you then?
His work ethic, for one. He was very smart. He always took what the defense gave him. He never tried to overdo it. He never made a lot of mental errors. He was just an all-around football player, and he had the IQ for the game.
Now, when you look at this wide receiver room for the upcoming season and the defensive back room, starting off here at wide receiver, Alabama knows what it's got in Jalen Waddle. They know what it has in Devontae Smith. Who would be the third guy? Who are you looking at to potentially emerge as number 3 here?
I can't really say. I don't because I know a lot of those guys that's there are hungry. Some guys been there 3 years and had to wait. Terrell Shavers, I want to believe, was highly recruited. Was a big time guy, and I'm quite sure it's been taking a toll on him, not playing as much as those other guys and not having a name. So I never put it on one guy because I know what it takes to be that person, because it was all about, when I was in school, it was all about, the first couple of years it was all about Julio. And then it was all about the year we won, didn't have a go-to guy. As the fans would say, we didn't have a Julio Jones no more. But we ended up winning the championship without a Julio Jones or a so-called number one receiver. But that was just fuel to my fire. So I know some of those guys. If you're a football player, you hear what's said in the world. So you just add fuel to your fire and go out there and prove everybody wrong.
Now you mentioned something right there, Marquis, where you talked about that added fuel to me, that added fuel to your fire. So going back to the 2011 season where it was on you. You led the team in receiving yards with 627 in getting that 2011 championship. Going into that season, what were some of the things that the coaches told you, teammates told you? Most importantly, what were some of the things you told yourself going into that year, knowing that, okay, Julio's gone, it's my time, I'm going to run this wide receiver room?
I always ran the wide receiver room. From, after DJ Hall and them left, I ran the receiver room. So it was all about, the media got their own story and what they say, but so my senior year, my last year, it was all down here. Everything was moving slow for me. So I knew we had a great team though. And I knew I had other people around me that could make plays and could do some things to help the team. So it was never all about me. It was all about what we could do as a group collectively. And I felt like we was the best team in the country.
Now, for a lot of players, and of course, not for a lot of players, but for a lot of people in the media, I myself included, we don't get that opportunity to see the personable side of Nick Saban. Yes, we may see the yelling side or him, quote unquote, maybe roast a guy here and there in the media room, but we don't get a chance to see the funny side, the joking side, the personable side of Coach Saban. Any funny, any interesting story that you had, around your head coach?
I have plenty of stories. One time we was in the meeting room right before practice. We was in film, and he got on me about something. So I came out to the practice field, and we was warming up, and he came by me, slapped me on my butt, and said, "Maze, you still mad at me?" And then I was like, "Nah, you all right."
Hey, Marquis, did that catch you off guard?
No, because he always was like this. So then later on, he said, "You still want to fight me?" So it was, one thing I can say about Coach Saban, he never held any grudges towards none of the players. He might holler at you one play or a couple plays, but after that, he on to the next play, and he definitely don't hold grudges. He definitely not mad at you after.
Well, head coach Nick Saban is looking forward to the upcoming season, trying to go after championship number 7 overall and number 6 at Alabama. But we're joined here live graciously by former Alabama wide receiver Marquis Maze, 2-time BCS national champion, played from 2008 to 2011. Marquis, appreciate you, man, so much for taking time to spend with us here, man. You be safe, man, and be good out there.
All right, you too. Thanks for having me.
That was former Alabama wide receiver Marquis Maze joining us here on the show. We're going to take another break here, but upon our return, we dive back into your phone calls, tweets, text messages, thoughts, questions, and concerns after this.
T-Town Menswear in the University Mall in Tuscaloosa. Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $5.95 per month or pay $49.95 for a full year subscription. That's a saving of almost $22. Make sure to subscribe before it's too late and get our new freshly printed end of the year magazine issue. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide.
Thank you for watching Touchdown Alabama Magazine's YouTube channel. To continue to get the best of the Alabama football content, subscribe here and turn on your notifications to stay connected with the hottest shows covering your Crimson Tide.